The only way, or the best way to describe Microsoft lately is just weird. The things that they do sort of make you scratch your head, and that's a strange thing because, you have this like multi-trillion-dollar company, and they're doing things like partnering with Sweet Baby Inc. They're doing things like putting their exclusives on PlayStation and Nintendo. Yeah, so it is a little bit strange to see them kind of doing these things. They also do other things where they do giveaways. They've done this a lot with their Xbox consoles. Usually it's an Xbox Series S console that's been designed after something. Sometimes it's an Xbox Series X, but a lot of the time it's really just, them giving it away. They'll make a few of them and say, okay, retweet with these words and, you can win. And so basically that's kind of what they do. And I've always said, that recently they did a Pal World one, which I thought really looked cool. Pal World is a big hit, sort of looks like Pokemon. Why not offer, Xbox consoles that actually look like that people can buy. So here's an interesting thing about me. I'm a collector, so there's a lot of other people out there to collect things. When it comes to Xbox 360s, I have multiple Xbox 360s, like the Star Wars one, the Gears, Halo, and the reason why I did this was because they came out with a bunch of different special edition consoles. So when they do that, it's fun to kind of collect them and the different ones and display them and things. And, it's awesome. This generation, we don't really get that. They did the wrap thing for Starfield. I don't think the wrap thing is a bad idea, but why not do more with your consoles, right? So now they're doing that, and it's cool, right? SpongeBob, right? Awesome. Looks cool. It's a SpongeBob SquarePants Xbox Series X. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 Special Edition bundle includes a special design console and wireless controller, plus a digital download of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. A limited supply will be able to purchase on March 7th. The bundle will be available in the U.S. through Best Buy drops on the retailer's mobile app. Microsoft recently delivered an Xbox business update, which report. This is funny that this is actually, I'm reading this article about the SpongeBob Xbox on VGC, right? And I like VGC. They seem to be kind of, I guess, even keeled. But on the article about this SpongeBob article, it says, they confirmed reports that they're planning to bring more first-party games to PlayStation and Switch in the form of Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded. The platform holder also confirmed the Xbox Series X and S consoles won't be the company's last. There's some exciting stuff coming out in hardware that we're going to share this holiday, according to Xbox President Sarah Bond, and we're also invested in next-generation roadmap, and we're really focused on delivering the largest technical leap you have ever seen in a hardware generation. So they mention all that stuff in this, maybe not the biggest surprise or whatever, but to me, you know what I mean? They really kind of start to blend together what's going on. Like, I think this is really cool that they're offering, a console that is a special edition console, but the pricing is $700, and it's just an Xbox Series X with a digital version of a game that I think is $40 to $60. So, I guess maybe the licensing is more expensive. So, I think they do cool things like this, right? Like, hey, cool that they did a custom Xbox, but then like $700. I mean, maybe that's the trade-off, and it just seems like I'm complaining or whatever about this stuff. But to be honest with you, when you look at it and you go, okay, well, there's some meat on the bone here. Like, that's how I kind of look at it. Maybe to do, it doesn't seem like they were charging more, maybe because it's SpongeBob, but what was to stop you from doing a custom Starfield one? You own the IP. What was to stop you from doing a custom, Forza Horizon 5 or a custom Halo Infinite one, right? Like, I mean, that's probably really more my questions than anything. I would just like to understand a little bit maybe where they're coming from. It seems like they miss out on the things that realistically would help push console sales, and I realize that the console sales aren't the be-all, end-all thing for them, but at the same time, you sort of hope that, they kind of make things a little bit in a way that they can put some kind of focus on their console, though, right? Like, I don't understand why, hey, let's not have any kind of focus on our console whatsoever. Let's, put our games elsewhere, do this. And then, of course, the weirdest thing to me with that whole situation is you literally have, you know, people kind of toe the line in the media, right? Like, and I'm not trying to really call anybody out, but maybe a person that I've seen do it the most of all lately is Destin Legary from, you know, IGN. He's all like, it's great, you know, Microsoft putting their games on everything else. And it's like, you know, like, what kind of media people do that, right? Like, that doesn't, listen, and this is probably not the last time I'll bring this up, but, you know, putting Xbox games on PlayStation and Switch doesn't do anything for the Xbox perception itself or for Xbox fans. We get nothing out of that. You know why? And just to be clear, because nobody else is doing that. It's Microsoft waving the white flag. Nobody is ever going to believe that anything is ever exclusive again to Xbox. And they shouldn't, right? Like, eventually, in my opinion, most things, if not all, will come to PlayStation. So, you know, when you look at the things that they put out, 75, 85% over the last 3-4 years have been multi-platform anyway, right? Even going into In Exile, right? They bought In Exile. In Exile put Wasteland 3 out on PlayStation, right? You know, We Happy Few. Microsoft bought Compulsion. We Happy Few ended up on PlayStation, right? Bard's Tale 4 from In Exile ended up on PlayStation. Psychonauts 2 ended up on PlayStation. You know, Ghostwire Tokyo ended up on PlayStation. Deathloop, PlayStation, right? Like, their games, Outer Worlds, PlayStation. Their games end up overwhelmingly everywhere. So, like, for people to believe that there's some kind of magic thing that they're going to keep, I don't think that's going to be the case, you know, unfortunately. And at the end of the day, I feel like you know, they really kind of wrong the fans by doing that. But, you know, it's not always what I think. You know, obviously everybody has their own kind of thoughts and opinions on this stuff. Like, I think Microsoft does something that's cool like this, but then you charge $700 for it. I mean, it's probably limited, and I guess probably will sell out. Who knows? Maybe it'll do really well, and people will, you know, be excited about, you know, be excited about, you know, the future, whatever. But, you know, when you have, like, the media pushing this agenda going, oh, it's great, you know, Microsoft's going to make so much. I think Microsoft makes money up front. They'll make a little bit more short term. But long term, you know, you're costing yourself sales, which those are the only places you're going to really get people to go in on Game Pass. And you have 100% of the digital revenue from your first-party game sales. You have 30% on all microtransaction. You have 30% on all third-party game sales. You lose all of that by not selling your hardware. So, yeah, you know, it is unfortunate, but we'll see what happens. What do you guys think about this SpongeBob Xbox? Are you interested? I'm going to link it below. You can check it out. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.